What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another news video. So Raw aired just last night and it was actually a damn good Raw. WWE is on a damn good run at the moment. The NXT invasion was on point, NXT TakeOver War Games was phenomenal, Survivor Series was on point, and now this? Hats off to Triple H, Paul Heyman and Vinnie Mac because they're killing it right now. But anyway, let's look at the latest wrestling news, and the headlines include what happened to Raw when it went off the air, Xavier Woods' return date, worlds collide for brand supremacy, CM Punk not appearing on tonight's WWE Backstage, hashtag Corey Graves starts trending, WWE not happy with Billy Gunn, and Vince McMahon is angry at Seth Rollins. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for the latest wrestling news. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story, as we look at what happened after Raw's cameras went off the air. Now, last night's Raw closed out with the AOP and Seth Rollins attacking Kevin Owens in the ring, but Raw didn't end there for those in attendance at the All-State Arena. As Owens was heading back to the locker room, out came Drew McIntyre, and in true heel fashion, after that beating he got, rather than just letting him head back to the locker room in peace, he hit him with the Claymore kick. McIntyre cut a promo in the ring, and as the WWE ring crew was setting up a steel cage, the Scottish psychopath called out The Fiend. The Fiend would answer the challenge as the two battled it out in the barbaric structure. Of course, as you would have guessed, The Fiend came out victorious, but what a treat for the fans. Also, insert question here, what the hell happened to the brand split? But anyway, let's look at the next news story as we look at Xavier Woods' return date. Now, fans are always curious about when an injured superstar will return, but in the case of the New Day's Xavier Woods, there is no clear answer. But according to CBS Sports' Chuck Carroll, spoke with Xavier Woods, told me no timetable for return from Achilles tear. Could be 5 months, could be 9 months, there's a lot of wiggle room. Next up, worlds collide for brand supremacy. WWE.com officially announced that the stars of NXT and NXT UK will battle to see which brand is best, meeting at WWE Worlds Collide 2020. According to WWE.com, the WWE Network special taking place at Houston's Toyota Center on January 25, 2020 will feature superstars like NXT Champion Adam Cole, WWE United King Champion Walter, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray, The Undisputed Era, Imperium, and more. This could be a big show if it's anything as action-packed and exciting as this year's Survivor Series. Next up, Punk is not appearing on tonight's WWE Backstage. Last week's episode of WWE Backstage saw the return of CM Punk. Well, actually it was the episode before that, but whatever. He also mentioned that he won't be appearing on every episode. But on tonight's episode of WWE Backstage, Fox announced that Triple H will be appearing on the show to discuss NXT's massive win at the Survivor Series and other goings-on. However, it would have been more interesting if Punk were scheduled to appear on this episode, as he and Triple H haven't seen eye to eye in the past. Sadly though, Fox confirmed that he will not be appearing in a further tweet. Hopefully these two could meet in a future episode, but tonight won't be the night. Next up, hashtag Corey Graves starts trending. Now, Corey Graves just doesn't know when to shut up. After many thought that Graves' tweet at Ranallo was insensitive, and instead of posting an apology or explain his tweet, Graves posted a picture of a Buddha teaching that read, 3 things cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth, which many didn't like and led to the Corey Graves hashtag trending. Graves then directed his anger to the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer and tweeted, "Dave Meltzer, you uninformed, false narrative pushing liar. My phone works. You're a journalist, right? You can find my number." According to Wrestling Inc.'s Mark Middleton, Graves' latest Twitter tantrum may have resulted from the following. Regarding Graves' new tweet calling out Meltzer, there's no word yet on exactly what he's referring to from Meltzer, but Meltzer also noted on Wrestling Observer Radio today that officials were not happy with Graves, and they did ask him to take it down. It should be noted that Graves' tweets are still active as of this writing. I think they were not happy with Graves, although Graves did do the show tonight, Meltzer said at one point. Graves may have been referring to how Meltzer claimed that he was told to take his tweets down. Meltzer said at another point in the show, "I don't know what was said to Graves other than take it down." Co-host Brian Alvarez informed Meltzer that Graves' tweets on Mauro were not deleted. "Oh, he didn't? Well, that's even worse," Meltzer responded. But according to the biggest enemy in wrestling right now, Brad Shepard, this isn't the first time Corey Graves has had heat. Shepard tweeted, "A source in WWE told me today that Corey Graves has an abundance of heat with multiple people in WWE right now and is on the verge of getting effed up. Nevertheless, there may be some validity to Graves' criticism of Ranallo." Shepard reported, "A second source in WWE told me what Corey Graves tweeted about Mauro is a frequent criticism they hear internally. I'm told Corey was sending him a message in his tweet, and the source believes Graves wasn't wrong in doing so." The source wasn't clear if Graves' tweet was why Mauro Ranallo didn't work NXT TakeOver War Games as Dave Meltzer reported, but did note Mauro has gotten his feelings hurt and gone home before. What do you guys think of Graves' actions? Do you think he should take down his tweet and apologise? Well, one thing's for sure is he has replaced Rollins as Clown of the Month on Twitter. Next up, WWE is not happy with Billy Gunn. In a recent video, we mentioned that Fightful.com's Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that the WWE isn't happy about AEW running its Bash at the Beach special this January on AEW Dynamite. According to Sapp, some within WWE weren't happy with AEW promoting a Bash at the Beach, and there's talk that they may attempt to take action to stop it. Another reason the WWE is trying to block AEW trademarking past WCW events is due to Billy Gunn's recent appearance on Dynamite's Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. The former WWE superstar competed in the event, reportedly angering some of WWE. According to Fightful.com's patron section, there were comments about Billy Gunn using his WWE name on AEW Dynamite, more in the sense of displeasure among WWE as opposed to something that would lead to legal action. Nonetheless, there's nothing the WWE can do. Ringside News' Felix Upton explained how Gunn can use his old WWE name. Billy Gunn has owned his name since 2016. This is why he has been appearing under that name. There isn't much WWE can do to stop him, but making him a WWE Hall of Famer as a member of DX was certainly appreciated. And our last story, Vince is angry at Seth Rollins. WWE seems like they're actually listening and have turned a negative into a positive when they turned Seth Rollins heel last night. Obviously, WWE couldn't avoid the audible boos that made Rollins a bigger and more hated figure than Brad Shepard, so they did the best thing possible and turned him heel as he blamed all the superstars for Raw's embarrassing loss at the Survivor Series. Now the fans were happy with this, but something got Vinnie Mac angry, very angry in fact. During the promo he cut on the WWE superstars at ringside, fans kept chanting CM Punk. Naturally, this being Chicago, they had to get at least one CM Punk chant in, but instead of ignoring the chants, and this being Seth Rollins, who can't keep a lid on anything, he answered, "I tried to get CM Punk here. I'm sorry, he didn't want to show up. He wants to sit behind a desk in Los Angeles and talk about a change that he's too afraid to make himself." While us fans were happy that Rollins cracked and had to address the crowd and name-drop Punk, according to the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, Vince was not happy with Rollins addressing Punk on a live episode. It seems that Vince isn't too happy with wrestlers trying to hype up a match that is unlikely to happen.
Vince was really upset about Seth responding to this because, Vince's rule is that you don't, on television in particular, you do not push the idea of a match that you are not going to deliver. So unless there's like this super secret thing that only Seth and Vince know, and Vince is trying to swerve everyone by acting furious, and I seriously doubt that that's the case.
As of yet, CM Punk has no intention to return to wrestling just yet. Whilst we kind of have a feeling that he might in 2020, as it would be one of the greatest returns in recent times, for the meantime there's nothing to suggest he'll return, so in turn Vince doesn't want to hype it. But to be honest, even if it doesn't happen, Vince might as well create some hype around it. It might even persuade Punk to get back into the ring. After all, CM Punk has always wanted to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and if it comes with a massive payday, why not? But there you have it guys, the latest wrestling news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.